Right, well, let's reflect back on last Monday. Just how big of a psychological blow do you think that day was?
It was a blow. I think only after this game on Monday will we know how big a blow it was. Not just our performance, but obviously other results as well on the day. But you can't change it. What you have to do is correct it and move forward, and that's what we've been looking to do over the last few days.
Where in particular do you think it went wrong against Fulham? What have you been working on in particular this week?
Well, pretty much trying to cut out individual mistakes, which is very difficult to do. You look at the goals that we gave away against Fulham. I felt we were a little bit too passive in the first 10, 15 minutes. Daniel's made a mistake for the first goal, and then we've got a 4v2 and we've made poor decisions for the second goal. And looking to play out and made a further poor decision on the ball once we'd actually beat their press for the third goal. So, all of a sudden you feel like the world's against you when, you've conceded that many goals. And, we've had chances in the game ourselves. Harvey had a good chance at 1-0. Their goalkeeper's made a really good save from Vards at 2-0. So it was one of them games where, nothing really went our way.
James Maddison talked afterwards about a lack of hunger. He clarified that by saying that he meant, the aggression maybe wasn't there and the sort of being on the front foot in terms of the duels. Do you agree with that?
I think I was asked a question after the game, and it's always hard for players, I think, they're emotional after games when they get asked questions, and, none of the players want to be in the position we're in at the moment. So, they're searching for answers themselves and, to hopefully appease the supporters as well. And as I've said since I've been here, all the lads care. They just show it in different ways.
Jurgen Klopp has said this morning he's expecting a team that will fight with all they have. Is that what you're expecting from your players?
I'm expecting fight, but I'm also showing, better quality than that we showed in decision-making opportunities. It was a crazy game on Monday. It could have been 9-8, honestly, with the amount of chances there were for both teams. We've got to be better defensively, we know that. But we need to find that balance of making sure we don't, detract from our attacking intent as well. So, yeah, we need points, we know that, and it's a home game for us. So hopefully, he's not disappointed by our fight he sees.
And what would your message be to the fans? Do you really need them on Monday?
Yeah, we've needed them every game that we've had, and they were, rightly disappointed at half time with the scoreline. But their support in the second half was magnificent because they could see the players were trying, and getting back into the game at certain stages as well. But we will need them definitely, like we have in the previous home games.
Are you facing Liverpool at the worst time this season, really, given the run of form they're in?
Yeah, well, they've just won, I think it's 6 games on the spin, I think. So you look at that and you go, yeah, it's a real tough time to face them. But they haven't won as many games on the road as they normally do. I think in the Premier League, I think I'm right that they've only taken 10 points out of the last 30. So we've got to make sure that, we're a Brighton or a Brentford performance against them who can get a result against them.
Is it important your players stay calm because they'll have to sit and watch what goes on this weekend? The table could look different come Monday. Is it important they don't let any of that get to them?
Yeah, we can't affect results elsewhere. All we can concentrate is on ourselves. I'll take the experiences that I've had before in this situation and try and give them to the players to help them. But we can't control that. All we can control is getting points ourselves.
How's your team looking? Any changes for Monday?
No, nobody come out. Nobody's come out from the squad. Ricky's back in full training as well now, so we are as we were, really.
Great, thanks, Dean.
Cheers, thank you.
Okay, Rob. Hi, Dean.
Hi, mate.
Does this feel similar to the predicament you faced at Aston Villa a few years ago?
apart from the fact there's lots of fans in the grounds now. You know, that's probably the difference. Yeah, we were in a very similar position with 4 games, if not 3 games to go now. You know, so it's down to us to put in performance to get results now.
Did that, in a perverse way, help that you didn't have fans at that point, because you wouldn't have had maybe scenes like you had at Fulham on Monday at half time with, you know, fans making their voices heard and the players kind of feeling that?
I've no idea, because, you know, having the fans may have helped us to get wins earlier, you know, and not end up in the position we were before to go.
If you could bottle something from that period that got you over the line and those scenes at the end at West Ham, and you could transfer it here, what would it be? For
me, it's the belief and have that positivity around each and every one. You know, I can only talk from the 5 games that we've had, and with the exception of the first half against Fulham, we haven't given loads of chances away. You know, I said the Everton game was quite a unique game. We didn't want to take that into Fulham, but unfortunately it carried into that. And our job now is to make sure we're focused and concentrated on these last few.
Just going back to the supporters, do you sympathise with their kind of predicament and how they're feeling at the moment? Because 12 months ago, many of them were going over to Rome and enjoying a kind of adventure of a lifetime, and then 12 months on, they're kind of scratching their heads. Unfortunately,
that's football, and you know the position we're in now is why I'm sat here, you know, and talking to you. And you know, things have changed around this season, unfortunately, and our job is to get ourselves out of that. But yeah, definitely sympathetic to the supporters. You know. They want to be seeing their team fighting at the top of the league rather than the bottom.
And you've tried to put smiles back on faces here and encourage the players and rebuild confidence. Did the manner of Monday's performance change your mindset and approach in any way? Is it no more Mr. Nice Guy, or is that how you always approached him?
No, I've not changed in any way I've been. I've not been Mr. Nice Guy since I've been here. I've been myself. You know, when players need leaving out, I leave them out. When I want them to do well, I think that's just part of the structure of being a manager. You know, so I've not changed in any way because I feel that it's the right way to manage for me, and hopefully we get the best out of the players that way.
Can you understand, given the fixtures remaining, why, and you touched on Liverpool's form as well, you can understand why people are kind of potentially writing you off, but can you use that as fuel to the fire? We can. I mean, you know, we was written off probably 6 games ago, and then all of a sudden it looks like, you know, Leeds and Everton are written off, and now Everton are suddenly not written off, and the game can change very quickly. You know, Monday for us was our Boomtown Rats Day. It could be somebody else's this Monday. Nice reference. What would you give for a clean sheet? Oh, yeah, we certainly need a clean sheet. It'd be nice to get one against Liverpool, that's for sure. Is there any incentive for the players? Anything at all? I mean, I'm not trying to steal things from other managers, but there has been incentives set by other managers. These players need it. They know the incentive to keep a clean sheet is, you know, the fact to get points, and that's enough for us at the moment. Thanks for your time. Cheers, thank you. Johnny told me to save it for the papers. I couldn't. No, it was mine. It was mine.
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Wondered if I could ask about Kelechi Iheanacho. How's his recovery going? Is he still set to be back for the Newcastle game?
Yes, he is, and hopefully he's due to train earlier next week as well, rather than later. We thought he'd only have a build-up of 2 days before the Newcastle game, but he's ahead of schedule, which is really pleasing and good for us.
I know you've mentioned with Kirsty what James Maddison said after the Fulham game and the context he then gave after that as well. But have you seen an improvement on that hunger that you spoke about and the desire to go and win the duels in training this week?
I've seen what I've seen previous in training. As I said to you last week, was a disappointment in the first half because we didn't probably see that coming. Because the week leading up to it had been really good in training. This week has been the same in terms of training. But what's important is matches now. And as I said after the game, players are emotional, and my job is to rationalise what happened. We came in the following day. So we could put that game to bed, but rationalise what happened, and the players understand, what happened, what my thoughts were, and the other coaches' thoughts, and we've moved on from there now.
How productive was that meeting on Tuesday?
I felt it was very productive because one, it was due to be a day off, but I just felt I don't like things lingering. I'd rather get that game out of the system. And we did, and we came in and sorted it, and I thought it went well. Proof will be again on Monday.
What do you need to see from your players in the final 3 games to keep this club in the Premier League?
We need to have less individual errors because they're costing us too much in terms of goals against. We need to have a collective mindset in terms of, a concentration and focus on what we're trying to do, and not let goals affect us as much as they do. I felt the second goal certainly affected how we went and approached the rest of the game. In terms of fight and aggression and, everything else that was talked about after the game, if you don't go and create the amount of chances that we did against Fulham if you haven't got that. But the individual mistakes let us down.
What is the key to getting a result against a Liverpool side that play the way they do under Jurgen Klopp?
The key is to have, as many of your players getting 7 and 8 out of 10s. If you do that, and we'll go back to winning your duels again, you've got to still, run harder, run faster, run smarter than the opposition, and use the ball better. If we do that, then we've got a good chance.